Hey, what's up you guys? I'm back with another action figure toy review, and today I'm going to be taking a look at the big bad of Deadpool 3, Cassandra Nova. First, let's take a look at the packaging, then we'll take it off the stand and take a closer look at the figure. So down at the bottom, we have the nice Deadpool and Wolverine logo, 14 plus, made by Hasbro, Marvel Studios, Cassandra Nova. On the top, we have the Deadpool and Wolverine logo. On the back, we have the read-up. Nice photo of the actress, as well as the other photos of the action figures from the wave. Decent looking wave there. And a bunch of nonsense down at the bottom. Nothing at the very bottom except the UPC. And alright, so I don't have to crack it open, it's already out. And figure comes with a decent amount of accessories. Comes with one fist hand, one mind melding hand, and then two open gesturing hands, as well as an alternate head sculpt for a suited figure, if you happen to have a suited figure of the man whose name escapes me at the moment, but very, very nice face rendering of this guy when she from the scene where she puts her hands right in his face and like pulls it around and grabs at it. So I just thought that was a really cool effect piece to be adding here, and it's a working accessory, so it actually snaps on as a head to a suited body, as I mentioned, and onto her left hand. So that's a very, very nice accessory. And then these open gesture hands have some nice wrinkles to them. It's kind of funny, I'm like holding out my hand behind it. Yeah, I think they look like nice human hands. No painted fingernails or anything, but that's okay. And here's the other one. They're identical, just, one for left, one for right. And then here's taking a look at the other hands. So this is the mind telepathy gesture hand, and then she got the fist hand. Looking pretty good. These are the ones that come standard out of the box. And let's take a closer look at this face sculpt. I think that looks exactly like this actress. Dead on. Amazing work, Hasbro. Really. This time they nailed the face sculpt. It's not a hard one to do. No hair. Literally just get the eyes right. Yeah, I think they did a great job. As for the rest of the figure, it's a bit to be desired. It does the job. It looks good standing there on the shelf, but not really much you can do with it. It is a fairly soft cape here, you can see, but because of the articulation, you can't really get her into really any kind of dynamic poses. So let's go through the articulation first, and then we'll measure her out and do some size comparisons. So the head can rotate. It can come off. Oh, the whole neck comes off. I haven't actually removed it until just now. So that's interesting. So it would make some head swaps quite difficult for this figure, I imagine. Wasn't expecting that. Gotta love when they make things difficult for the consumer. Okay, it didn't snap back on there, but I think that's back on. So it'll rotate side to side, and I guess that's part of why the movement is so limited. So the neck is what moves down, and then that it doesn't really go up like at all because of the collar here. But yeah, weird. Okay, and then I don't know what it is with not giving action figures an ab crunch, but she's got this very, very weak diaphragm joint that barely moves back at all, barely moves forward. It does swivel side to side, but even that it doesn't do very well at all. And the arms go out to a nice T. Can actually go past, so I'll give it that. Shoulders rotate around forward. No upper arm rotation. They went with the single jointed elbow that also rotates. Boo, Hasbro. Boo. Then the hands hinge, as well as rotate, as well as remove for alternate hands. So I'm just going to go ahead and swap out that head sculpt hand so I can show that off in a second with a suited figure, but that snaps on quite nicely. And really the face detailing on this one is crazy good. I think it looks amazing. I have her displayed with this option on my shelf, and the rest of the figure, the legs can kick forward a decent amount considering how limited everything else is. Not really any back. There's upper thigh rotation, double jointed knees, calf boot rotation, as well as hinged ankles, down and up, and there's a rotation. So the standing is not so bad, but it's really all she can do is stand there. So that's why I like that there's this very, very detailed face addition to liven up the scene. So I recommend an Agent Coulson from the 3-pack from way back with Maria Hill and Sam Jackson, Nick Fury. I think this suited body works great. And then so I pop this head off, and then as to not lose my Coulson from the display, I pop it on this Disney Plus figure that I care very little about to sort of recreate a Coulson with the jacket from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I think it's not perfect, but I think that is a pretty good Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. look. Oh, I'm just noticing he lost some paint here. Don't remember it looking like that the last time I looked at it. He must have fallen down or something. But he has an alternate face sculpt as well. I just prefer the sunglasses one. So that's my solution, is put this on here. And then you have your suited body free to stick on here. And then he can get dragged around by Cassandra Nova. And that sits on there well enough. I think that looks really good. And yeah, just like help elevate the display, since she can't do much else. But yeah, let's do a size comparison of her standing next to, well, first let's just measure her out and then put her next to some characters from Deadpool 3. So let's get this out of here. So she stands at, looks like just under 6 inches tall. And here she is next to Hugh Jackman Wolverine from Deadpool 3. This was from the first wave. And Hugh Jackman's quite tall, but you can see, yeah, he is taller than her by quite a bit. And the only other figure from Deadpool 3 I have here is Blade. I think Wesley Snipes is also a pretty tall guy. Let's just see how he stands. And also quite a bit taller. But I think this is movie accurate. I don't think Cassandra Nova was very tall in the movie. So, yeah. Got a nice Deadpool 3 display started here. I'm currently subbing in a comic Gambit for my Channing Tatum Gambit, but I saw from an SDCC leak that Channing Tatum Gambit is made into action figure form now for, I believe it's Doomsday. So when that comes out, I'm going to be getting that. I'm super pumped for that one. Because, yeah, that'll help round out this figure display. Anyway, that concludes my review. Don't have a whole lot to say about this character. I didn't know too much about Cassandra Nova. I thought she actually got made up for Deadpool 3. Turns out she is an original comic character. I thought the actress did a great job, I might say, of emoting expression to this otherwise not very well-known character. However, this facial expression, while it does look like the actress, doesn't emit a lot of emotion. I guess that's kind of the point. She's supposed to be kind of dead-eyed and serious. But yeah, so otherwise, I think the figure actually looks great. Lots of good, well, not a whole lot of sculpt, really. It's pretty plain. Not a whole lot of paint detail. They do stuff like this where they sculpt and then they don't paint. Like, there's not a lot you could do on this, but you should at least put effort into the details. I don't know. It's an okay figure. It fills the space, but could have a bit more paint. Anyway, that concludes my review. I like this figure. I still got it. I still recommend it. And I hope you liked this review. See you next time. Bye, guys.